We are here at the conference Deliberation and Transformation, Challenges Through the Ethics of Care in Stuttgart, October 2013. And I'm very happy to be here with Margrit Brückner. Welcome. Could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, you already heard my name. I'm Margrit Brückner. I'm a professor at the School of Social Work and Health in the University of Applied Sciences, Frankfurt, Main in Germany. And I'm a sociologist, and also I'm a supervisor. But the English term somewhat, I think, is different. What means supervision in German context means reflection of professional practices. So that links very nicely, I think, to the question of ethics of care, the topic of today. And my major fields of research have been everything around women's and gender studies, and I worked a lot on women in violent situations and domestic violence and feminist projects, meaning non-governmental organizations and their approach to social work and their enrichment of concepts of social work. And in the last years I did research on care.
Okay. And, well, as you said, we have just had a conference on ethics of care, lots of lectures and discussions. What did you find striking, or what are your thoughts on the conference?
I was very impressed by the richness of the conference, which I think has its sources in, first, that it had an interdisciplinary approach. There were people from many different countries, which I always find a very nice thing to learn from other countries. And there were people from different denominations, like we had philosophers, we had political scientists, and all different sorts of denominations. So I think that was very important too, to give a rich view on the topics. And maybe I should talk about the topic itself. The question of good care was, I think, sort of the center of the conference and the questions people talked about. And what impressed me was sort of the range of questions of good care, sort of as a philosophical question, as an institutional question on a political, national and international level, looking at the distant others, looking at it globally, but also looking down towards the neighborhoods, like the very close range of people living together, and looking at these different aspects professionally, looking at it and non-professional forms of care, what is it, and what impressed me a lot, sort of, somebody said that, a romanticist view on care, and to deal with that, not to become romanticist about care. That means that seeing that sort of care saves the world, but the question of what sort of care is needed, what is not enough care, what is not good care, what thinks what is good care, which interests go into care, that it is not a selfless perspective, or sort of what does the cultural influences of what we think of good care, to reflect that, to reflect it in a subjective way, to look at political implementations of care, and to look at interests of care receivers and caregivers of different kinds. So I think it opened up like all these questions to me, this conference.
Okay, so there are still challenges left.
Yes, there are lots of challenges left. Interesting challenges, I think.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.